A century ago, the sky split apart, then dungeons appeared. Monsters that can't be defeated with normal weapons flooded out from them. After that, a few selected humans awakened supernatural powers and people called them Awakeners. Thanks to them, the disastrous world stabilized. Some Awakeners became hunters, whose job is to take down monsters, and decades later, there were too many hunters. It is possible to artificially awaken someone as long as they have money. That made many people dream of being a hunter, and thus the Great Age of Hunters occurred. The government created the Pro Hunter exam to limit the number of active hunters. Naturally, institutions appear to help emerging hunters prepare for the exam. These institutions are called Hunter Academies. Kim Seo-jun, a natural awakener, works at a monster collection site to pay off his dead parents' debts. He has been transporting hunted monsters for 9 years. He is enduring everything for his dream of becoming a pro hunter. His coworkers ask how he is doing, and he mentions that he is looking for a cheap hunter academy. Most professors at hunter academies are active and returning hunters. They teach you how to take risks with your life. But this causes a gap between the educated and the rest. Seo-jun managed to save enough to attend 1 year of classes at the Hunter Academy. Suddenly, he received an ad notification. It is about the Transcension Academy, which advertises itself as having experienced professors with tens of thousands worth of experience and knowledge. Student testimonials are also shown, leaving the message that you can also be a transcendent. Seo-jun was shocked by the weird ad. The website looks legit, but the professors' names are weird. He checks out Great Sage's introduction video, and a monkey appears. Seo-jun laughs as the monkey introduces himself. Suddenly, the monkey starts to show his fundamental techniques. He swings his staff, creating energy at its end, and thrusts through a mountain, destroying it. Seo-jun shouts because he thought that would be impossible to do. He was suddenly asked to join the class, but he is not yet registered. He tries to register, but he is being billed for $40,000 and calls them scammers. As he continues to work, a piece of equipment suddenly snaps, and the monster being loaded falls on Seo-jun. He became crippled and was not even compensated by his workplace. He used up all his savings, but he got $3,000 from his close workmate, Manhwa. Suddenly, he receives a notification from Transcension Academy, having a special sale. He checks the registration fee, and it is now $3,000. He noticed that it was only asking for the amount he currently has. He registered, and the money has flown away. He successfully registers. A person appears and introduces himself as Seo-jun's mentor. He introduces himself as the mentor, Odysseus teacher. The mentor mentions that Transcension Academy teaches those who want to transcend the limits of their race. Seo-jun was surprised, and mentor mentions that transcendents are superior to hunters. He was then asked to fill out a survey. He must answer honestly, so he can be given the best guidance, but he got stuck on the second question. The mentor tries to help him, but is surprised at how Seo-jun got admitted. He simply told Seo-jun to keep going and not to worry. After some time, Seo-jun finishes answering all 108 questions. The mentor analyzes him and recommends classes for Seo-jun to attend. Because he is currently injured, he suggested taking Buddha's lecture class first. He is famous for his philosophy lectures. He was notified that he'd get a skill after completing the lecture. It is a skill to have a composed mind. The mentor leaves and Seo-jun decides to watch the class. Buddha appears and begins discussing. Seo-jun almost lost his mind. 1 week later, Seo-jun fully recovers and shocks the doctor. It was all thanks to Buddha's lectures, which made his heart tranquil and sped up his recovery. Seo-jun now realizes that the Transcension Academy is the real deal. He then attends Chiron, a centaur and teacher of various Greek heroes. Chiron starts discussing and shouting for everyone to get up and move. A list of personal daily tasks has been sent. Seo-jun complains because he is still recovering. He tries to listen to the lecture, but the system informs him that he needs to finish the daily tasks first. He gives up. He tries to watch Buddha's class, but he notices that his free pass will only last for 83 days more. After a week, he went outside to do the tasks. Despite being manaless, he is confident in his physical strength. Later, he realized that the tasks must be done with proper form. He redoes everything and shouts out his frustration. He finished everything at night and cursed Chiron. A few days later, people noticed Seo-jun's body getting better. Suddenly, news reports said that a 4-star monster had appeared in Seoul. But an awakener from a famous academy was able to stop it. The old woman remembers that Seo-jun is also an awakener. She asks if he can also come out on TV, but a random man complains that it is not easy and tells Seo-jun to give up. Seo-jun got mad and refuted the man's words. He tells him to worry about his own life first. Seo-jun is a cadet in the Transcension Academy, so being a pro hunter is possible. In another place, a woman complains about being a hunter and establishing an academy. It turns out that they still don't have cadets. The woman complains as she steps on the monster's corpse. One night, Seo-jun got home after being hospitalized for 2 weeks. He remembers that a year is left until the hunter exam, and he doesn't have money left. He also remembers that he just completed the daily tasks and opens Karen's next lecture. Charon appears, commences efforts, and introduces the lecture about the senses. The next morning, he returns to his work. He is broke, so he doesn't have a choice. He worries about not finishing Karen's lectures. He recalls the lecture that emphasizes the sixth sense, intuition. Manchul tries to surprise him, but he dodges. They are both surprised, and he was told to start working. During work, he easily carries 200 kilograms of monster meat. He feels strange with his current strength. He remembers doing the daily task. He did a squat, checked his phone, and got surprised. It seems like training is more effective with weights, making him smile widely. Even though he was told to take a break, he continues his daily tasks with more weight. He is happy that he can earn money and save time with his daily tasks. Afterward, he got back home and checked the progress of his lecture. He plans to review, but he thought of adding another lecture instead. He looks for free lectures and finds Shang Yu, the Hegemon King. Seo-jun registers for his spearmanship lectures. Shang Yu appears on screen and gives Seo-jun his daily task: swinging a spear 5,000 times. Seo-jun is somehow disappointed. The next day, Park Soo-yoon visits the facility where Seo-jun works. She is the granddaughter of Sword Star Park Mitchell, a legendary hunter who is considered a hero. Seo-jun couldn't care less and continued training. Soo-yoon notices Seo-jun but just considers him crazy. He delivers the monster's corpses to Manchul, and Manchul feels worried that Seo-jun might die overworking. Suddenly, a monster that is still alive jumps out and tries to attack Manchul. Soo-yoon escapes to a corner and overhears the workers gossiping about her. She is insecure that she can't match her grandfather's level. She originally wanted to be a teacher, but she couldn't because of her grandfather. She made a hunter academy, but everyone is only interested in the Sword Star. They only enrolled because of her grandfather. Currently, her academy doesn't have cadets. She then heard about the monster. Manchul told Seo-jun to run and escape. He knows that he can't fight the monster. He remembers that Soo-yoon is present, but they can't wait that long or else Manchul will die. The monster attacks. Seo-jun grabs a metal pipe and attacks the monster, but it dodges. He tells Manchul to run. He plans to stall time before the hunters come, but he shakes in fear. Suddenly, he hears Buddha's lectures. He starts calming down and confronts the monster. He also remembers Karen's lectures and dodges the monster's attack, backing away. He jumps into the monster's blind spot and remembers Shang Yu's lectures about the power to pull out mountains. He attacks the monster and splits it in half. Soo-yoon appears and everyone is surprised by the scene. Seo-jun also surprises himself and the progress of his lectures increases. Soo-yeon is surprised to see a corpse mover kill a monster with a steel pipe. Seo-jun runs to check on Manchul. The workers gather around him and Soo-yoon looks from a distance and plans to recruit him as a cadet. On the way home, Seo-jun was surprised to see his lecture progress. He realized it might be because of the monster he killed. The only problem now is applying to a hunter academy. Soo-yoon calls him out and invites him to meet her grandfather, which Seo-jun immediately declines. He just wants to go home and listen to lectures. This is the first time Soo-yoon has encountered this kind of situation. Seo-jun refuses to be enrolled on paper only. She finds him weird, but she recognizes Seo-jun's strength. She tries to offer Seo-jun equipment, but he declines. As a last resort, she mentions her grandfather, but Seo-jun continues to object and walks away. She speaks about rating authorization. She notices Seo-jun slowing down. She adds a training place and free tuition, which surprises Seo-jun. With those perks, they only ask him to join competitions under the academy's name and promote them. He is tempted, but he asks her why she would recruit him. She tells him that she sees his potential. They then formally introduce each other. Manchul calls the next day to inform him that the work leader has changed. It seems like Soo-yoon did something. Manchul is relieved that the jerk has been fired. Seo-jun arrives at the Hunter Academy. He was issued a temporary license. He is happy to take the first step toward being a pro hunter. He asks Soo-yoon for rating methods, but she says they are unnecessary. She tells him to pick up a weapon, and they will go right away. Inside the dungeon, Seo-jun complains that Soo-yoon is following him. She claims that he is now a cadet at her academy. Furthermore, this is a special one-on-one session. The dungeon only has kobolds that are perfect for Seo-jun. He sensed something and dodged a surprise attack. He counterattacks, and his progress in lectures increases. He is also happy to earn money at the same time. He thinks it is just like grinding for experience in a game. After the raid, Soo-yoon looks suspiciously at Seo-jun. She thinks he is crazy because he is looking at his phone's blank screen. It seems like Soo-yoon can't see the lectures. But she realizes one more thing. A cadet without proper education massacred kobolds like a veteran. She now doubts that she made the correct decision. The next day, Seo-jun is happy looking at his earnings from yesterday. Because of the rating, he doesn't have enough time to watch lectures. He plans to bring in Manchul. He also recalls that the lecture progress rate is not increasing quickly. He wants to find a faster method to be strong like Sun Wukong. He suddenly remembered the sneak peek from Sun Wukong's lecture when he was still cashless. He immediately tries to register, but the fee amounts to $27 million. He shouts in despair and cries on the sidewalk. He checks to see if the academy has a shop and finds a lot of mythic-level equipment. He checks what he can use and tries to buy the Lance of Longinus. The next day, Soo-yoon is surprised to see Seo-jun working out enthusiastically. The Lance of Longinus was worth $100,000. He is depressed over not having money. Soo-yoon calls out to him. She tells her about the academy competitions and explains. It is also a place to evaluate the academy's level and have a chance to participate in higher leagues. She wants Seo-jun to represent their academy. Participating doesn't increase his lecture progress, but because it was considered an experience, he accepted the participation. Seo-yoon informs him that it is composed of dungeon raids and duels. He has no experience fighting others aside from kobolds. He is worried that he doesn't have a sparring partner. He realizes that Soo-yoon is there, and he asks for a spar. Later, Soo-yoon accepts Seo-jun's mockery. Soo-yoon is a B-rank hunter and was raised by the Sword Star. Seo-jun is curious about how strong she is. Seo-yoon concedes the first attack, and Seo-jun grabs the chance. She observes his movements and comments that he is still definitely a mere cadet. Seo-yoon then infuses her sword with mana and attacks with a slash. But Seo-jun barely manages to block the strike. Seo-yoon is genuinely surprised. An attack with mana should just deflect out of his hands, and she would just put her sword on his neck to end the sparring. Seo-yoon just stands there, confused. Seo-jun shouts that he will also go fight for real. The momentum suddenly changed and Seo-jun now attacks faster than before. Seo-jun attacks while recalling the lectures he watched. Seo-yoon trips and Seo-jun charges at her. She senses danger and deflects Seo-jun with an attack imbued with mana. Seo-jun flew to the wall bleeding. He stood up and admitted defeat. Seo-yoon is shocked that Seo-jun thinks he can defeat her. Seo-jun's phone rings and the progress of his lecture increases. He asks Seo-yoon for more sparring in the future. She still finds him weird, but because he is hardworking, she will do her best to help him. She also tells him that there is a $100,000 prize in the tournament. Now, Seo-jun is completely motivated. He then started to lift heavy things around the training area. He is gunning for that prize money. How will Seo-jun perform in the tournament? Will he be able to buy the equipment he wants? If you want a part 2 of this manhwa, comment down below and make sure to like this video and subscribe. Until next time.